What is going on, y'all? Sky Squad, we are in the building for a little Sunday fun day, midday live. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Richie Skye along with Tambra Cherie. Yo, why do y'all be going in so hard on that good Tambra Cherie and her voice, baby? She just giving y'all that good radio voice. You know what I'm saying? It's your midday diva. Oh, Lord, Tambra, don't get me, baby. Don't get me on that one. But I got some questions for you, okay? We got some questions for you. All right. So y'all come on up in this room. Let the people know where y'all from, because we don't be live that much lately. But I said, you know what, let's do it today. Let's just have a little fun today. Shout out to everybody that's in the room. Make sure you speak and let the people know where you watching from. All right, so we're gonna be recapping Belle Collective season 3. I feel like this is episode 10, maybe, but I could be wrong. I could be lying because I can't remember. I wrote in my notes, episode 10, but I feel like we might be on a different episode. I don't know. All right. Hey y'all, hey everybody coming in the building. Hey, how you doing? 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 It's been a long time. Okay. Um, what am I rating this episode? I'm gonna rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm gonna rate this episode like maybe like an 8.9, like almost a 9. Y'all let me know what y'all rated. Did you see the episode? I'm late on my review for it because I have this mentorship program that I'm a part of that I'm super excited about to get some great new work done. It's crazy. So it took up a lot of my time yesterday, but so I wasn't able to get the review out like I really wanted to, because I wasn't able to finish watching the episode. So we here today to give it to you, to break it on down, First of all, thank you, Crushing the Pink, says, what up, Richie Squad from Chicago? How you doing? Now for JJ, got darn it. Okay. Listen, JJ is interesting, but we got to talk about the things that's going on in this episode. So let's get into it. We pick up this episode with Lateshia still going off on Cliff for telling Glenn her business. Now, what is that business? All right. Thank you, Quinn. I appreciate you. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love, baby. Appreciate you. What business of hers is Cliff telling, for those who don't know? Well, Cliff, Latrice, all the Bells, okay, are at Soguchi, aka Ashante's birthday party, and JJ has flown in a scripper, okay? Now, the scripper had all their attention. And the way they make it seem is like he had Cliff's attention the most. But we'll get to that in a second. Now, the problem here is that Cliff then called up Glenn or texted him and said, "Hey, we here at the Ponderosa, and JJ then brought out a stripper. The problem is, now, is it just that it was a stripper, or is it that the stripper, the stripper was stripping? Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Was that the problem? Okay, that the stripper's clunker was clunking at a good 16 or so inches or whatever. Was that the issue, Cliff? We're gonna dissect it in just a second. So, Glenn then called and went off on Lateshia for being there. Glenn told her his wife is not allowed to go to parties with strippers. But Glenn, I'm sure she could say her husband is not allowed to respond to the IG girlfriends or whatever you want to call it that you responding to. Okay. So, I mean, is it going to be a quid pro quo or is it going to be no, no, no? All right. Because if it's no, 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 then that means you can't be responding to the people on the ground, baby. And ain't no amount of rap songs that you create, concoct in the studio gon' change that. So you can't be running around here talking about my wife can't do this and can't do that. Furthermore, who cares? You know, if listen, some of y'all might not like the way Ashante then carry things with Latrice, but the least we can say about Ashante and her marriage is that at least her man ain't insecure. Because, I mean, for me, I wouldn't care. He got a stripper. Everybody enjoy. Enjoy. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Like, you can't, like, that's so weird to me when people think that they can have so much ownership over someone else's enjoyment. Like, you might be married, but you don't own the person that you married to. You know what I'm saying? And why can't they still experience sights and sounds and joys and things like that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, let the people live. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? You got to be secure in yourself. All right. Now Cliff tells her what, Glenn just loves you so much that he becomes possessive. Okay. And she's like, but you possessive over Latrice. He tells her, well, Latrice knows what lines not to cross. What line would that be? Because I didn't see her eyes closed when she was looking at the scripper. I didn't see your eyes closed looking at the scripper. Apparently, JJ didn't. Lateshia didn't either. So if everybody can look at the stripper, including you, what's wrong with Lateshia just being in the room? You in the room. And if anything, if Glenn is your boy, he should feel at least good that you there. I'm talking logic. And logic in this conversation has run out the window. Okay. It has left the building. Logic has now left the building. All right. So Latrice comes out and Glenn ends up FaceTiming, and then the gotcha is that Cliff says if JJ was gonna have a scripper there, why didn't he have one with the 6 inches instead of the 16? Who says that? Who says that? What man is like, you know what? Wife, you are allowed to see the stripper if only said stripper is like this. Okay? If the stripper is like this, you may stay. Shantae, you stay. If the stripper is like this, Shantae, go away. Okay? Shantae, go away. Like, who, like, Lateshia even tells him, like, yo, that sounds like mad insecurity. And it really does. That's what this seems like it boils down to. Cliff, you don't have to compare yourself to the stripper. The stripper's job is for the clunk of the clunk. I mean, that's the reality of it. That's why stripper is in stripper occupation. Because stripper got stripper things. You ain't got to have stripper things, because if she needed stripper things, then she would have found a stripper. But she with you. So with you and whatever you're working with, just be happy. Just be happy. Let the marbles of the world be marbles and script. Okay? Let them do what they do. That has nothing to do with you, my brother. Your wife is going home with you. I can't. That's insecurity right there. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Okay. To be so obsessed with the size of the scripper who is there to entertain. What do you think is gonna happen? You think she's gonna be lusting after that instead of what you got? Is that what it is? Anyway, Marie ends up coming out. Lateshia says that she feels like Latrice and Cliff don't want to see other people happy. I thought that was odd because I'm like, that's your girl. So that was odd to me. Marie comes out. There's some playful banter over, whether or not Marie's booty is fake. I don't know. All I know is they start slapping around and stuff like that. I will take Marie and Latrice playing, with the booty action. I will take that over them arguing any day because that argument is old and played out. Okay, I don't want to hear more about it. I don't want to see no more about it. I don't want to see. Don't bring me no more bad news when it comes to Latrice and Marie. I don't want to hear it. Okay. So everybody gets along that night. Now, anyway, Akeisha and her man go to brunch or lunch or whatever. He bring her some food. I don't know. But I said to myself, oh my God, we have at least one person with a new confessional look. Now, this is where I got to call out whoever's in charge of the confessionals, okay? Now, whether that be the Kingdom Reigns or whether that be the Ohms, get these women some new confessional looks ASAPidly, okay? I do not like this. I do not like it for any reality TV show. Why don't you just let these women and these men come back when they got to come back another day? Let them come back with a new look. I am so tired. I've been watching this same confessional look from each of these people for the past 10 episodes. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing it. And you know what makes me even more tired of seeing it? When I recognize that they just came from the confessional in the scene. Maybe they didn't come from the confessional in the scene, but that's the same wig. I know that's the same wig. I know it is. Okay. I done seen it enough times, done enough ways, because the wig never looked the same. Okay. It's not about the wig. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. But the wig is how I can tell that you done tried to recreate the look on a different day. Stop it. Okay. Let these women come in, these women and these men come in with something fresh on. When you try to recreate that look, it never looks the same. I can say it's not just this show. It's all shows that do this. Okay? Stop it. So, now that I've said that, I'm glad we finally see one new look, and it was only Akeisha's. She's still waiting on the approval for the Ferris Street project, and she's gonna have a holiday party, because her last name is Holly. She's gonna invite all the Bells and her friends and the people and stuff like that, and let the people know what's going on. They're trying to buy the block. I like it. Tennis day for Latrice and Lateshia. They recap Cliff telling Glenn about the scripper. Latrice is like, oh, well, Cliff is just conservative or whatever. Baby, he's more than conservative. I mean, Thanos is more than conservative. I can think of another word with a C, controlling, but I would say he's beyond conservative. So anyway, Lateshia says, well, if he was so conservative, then he should have just taken you out of the room. Okay. Latrice's argument is, well, Cliff looks at Glenn like a brother, so he was looking out for his brother. Lateshia says, well, Cliff was looking at the scripper too. She's not gonna be the only person that says this. Okay. And judging by the way Cliff was so bothered by the size of the scripper, he was definitely indeed looking at the scripper. Okay. Um, and then B, Letitia's like, well, if he's looking out for his brother, what about you looking out for your friend? Latrice is like, who? Where's my friend? Who is my friend, girl? Who are you talking about? I was like, Latrice. Letitia's like, me, I'm your friend. I thought. It's tired, y'all. It is tired. It's making me tired. It's making me tired, Natalie. It's making me tired. So anyway, bottom line is Latrice gonna stick beside him. She gonna stick beside him. Come heck or high water. Lateshia feels like Cliff has a hold on Latrice because she feels like Latrice loves the lifestyle. So she conforms to what he wants versus her setting boundaries and moving on. I do agree. I feel like, this is the problem when couples become friends. I mean, and then Cliff definitely should have left Glenn out of that situation because ultimately Glenn and Lateshia are already on rocky ground. And because Letitia's on her own journey and they're not living together, Glenn has no call on what she does. So at the end of the day, it's like, stay out these people's marriage. You seem like you have enough going on that you're trying to be in control of, that you don't need to be in control of what's going on in Lateshia and Glenn's household. Okay. Meanwhile, that's really the gist of that conversation. Over at Akeisha's house, her sisters and her cousin come over. You know, they get into the rest of the Bells and Akeisha's former beef with Tambra, telling the girls, bringing her into the group, but then talking about her badly to the girls. Also, that Lateshia says that Akeisha stole the Ferris Street idea from her. You know, she tells her sisters to be on their best behavior when everybody comes together for the party. JJ and Willie get together, and I mean, the genesis for this is they're playing pool, and JJ tells him that Glenn is pursuing rapping to get his wife back, and Willie, I think that's Akeisha's husband's name, right? Is like, he too old to be rapping. You know, I didn't want to say it ever because, who am I to discourage someone's dreams? I want to hear the song when it comes out. I commented on Letitia's page. I said, send me that song as soon as it come out. What was it? Tell me, where did we go wrong, baby? I want to know. Tell me, where did we go wrong, baby? Tell me. I want to know. Tell me what you want. I want to hear the song that Glenn finished. So I say, rap until you're 80. Okay. If that's gonna win her back. Do I think that's gonna win her back? No, but it's gonna entertain me. And so anyway, also he tells him that he flew in a Jamaican stripper. Okay. And Willie is looking shocked, like, where was my wife at? No worries, Willie. Akeisha was in the back. She hands almost covering her eyes. Okay. But Cliff called Glenn about the stripper, but JJ feel like Cliff was enjoying the stripper more than the ladies was. I guess let me put this down. Cliff was enjoying the stripper more than the ladies were. Okay, according to God darn it, JJ. God darn it. So I should just leave this here for the rest of the episode because much of this episode was dedicated to said stripper who really wasn't featured in this episode at all. Okay, it was last episode. But since we're talking about inches and scrippers, I feel like this is appropriate. No? Okay. So, can you imagine? I will use this when I'm emphasizing a little point. I will use this when I'm emphasizing a big point. Okay? Anyway, he says Cliff was definitely looking and counting those inches. Okay. Willie is like, get me out of here. So Tambra meets up with Lateshia, all right, out in the park. Rolling with the homies. So they dive right on in, all right. Um they dive right on in. And Letitia's like, so let's talk about this guy. That's how she was. I promise you, as I did that motion, that's how she was looking in the scene. It was literally, let's get into the tea about this guy, this ex-fiance of yours. I'm so sorry I met with him, but please tell me about him. Big facts, okay? Big facts. And so Tambra's like, whoa, everybody, hold on. That was never my fiance. That was only some man that I dated for a month or two. Okay. So Mr. Non-Factor, okay, who has met with Marie and Lateshia, okay, is was only around, according to Tambra. Let me put up the badge. Allegedly for a couple of months. Okay? Big facts. According to Tambra. Allegedly. So, Lateshia apologizes and Tambra wonders, like, why didn't they just come to me if they had questions about me? Because Lateshia is like, it's really hard being friends with somebody that you don't really know. But according to Tambra in her confessional, she is very guarded because, she's had a radio career for a long time. And I do empathize with her in that regard because I tell you guys all the time, I feel like Tambra on this show is presenting because so like I feel like she's on the radio a lot, right? So radio isn't necessarily a medium where you get the nuts and bolts of really who a person is. You may get a low personality, but really you get in the subject matter at hand, right? It's really more about the news, the music, and everything else. So I do get Tambra's guardedness in a sense, but I also feel like, clearly there's a disconnect between A, Tambra and the audience, and B, Tambra and the Bells. Okay. So she's gonna have to find a way to, put those three things together, okay, in some type of way. Big facts, right? So, Letitia's like, well, ooh, girl, I'm so sorry I met with that man. Do you forgive me? Tambra's like, sure. And so Letitia's like, well, since we on a roll, we're talking about things and me really getting to know your business. Are you still with Demond? Yes, Tambra is still with Demond. And so Letitia's like, okay, well, since we get into the tea, are y'all still living together? Are you preggers? Are you expecting? Now, at this point, Tamara's like, what? But I'm like, cut. Hold on. Wait a second. Little points. Do you guys recall, and maybe it's me noticing little things, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I felt like in previous scenes, they have made it a point to show Tambra not drinking. is is that a part of only my remembrance, or do you, as an audience member, remember that too? I distinctly remember seeing, because I let me tell you why I pay attention to that. All right, I pay attention to that because I'm, number one, fascinated by people who don't drink in general. So I'm always like, ooh, I know that I think Candy doesn't drink. I've always read that Jennifer Lopez doesn't drink, but it's odd that now she has a a spirits line. Okay, isn't that odd? That's just, see, that's a whole different conversation for another day. But I still love me some J Lo. Okay, play with enough. Okay, enough. All right. So anyway, I'm always fascinated by people that don't drink. I am, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to, for real, I don't really want to drink no more either. Like, to be honest with you, I just do it in social settings. But for the most part, I drink very little these days, right? So, wait, question the pink says, but what if the small point thinks it's a big point, but it ain't? Then what? Ooh, I don't know. Then we have a dilemma, crushing the pink. Maybe you just act like it's a big point. So anyway, here's the thing. I'm just saying I noticed it, right? Yeah, that's interesting to me. It's like you don't drink, but you have a beverage line. Like, that's so odd to me. Like, we used to come up with a non spirit line, right? For people that don't drink. So anyway, wait, I'm gonna fix this so the middle finger don't point. So anyway, I've been noticing that she don't really drink like that, or at least not in the scenes. Or maybe she just is like, I don't need to be intoxicated around y'all, because y'all don't. Number one, y'all calling me a lie every time I turn my back. But anyway, I was like, wait, she didn't answer the question though. So that made me wonder, like, but you didn't answer that question. Why did Letitia? Why did Letitia ask it? I mean, because that was random. And then two, why didn't she answer? And then three, if I put my contact clue together, I will never see her with an alcoholic beverage. I distinctly always hear her say water. So that led me to ask the question: is she pregnant? Meanwhile, the girls arrive at the holiday soiree. Um, Melanie, the publicist, is back. I'm like, girl, where you been? Apparently on the operating table, because she didn't got the reduction in the area here. And so she's, still looking like a stallion to me. I mean, I love it. I feel like Melanie should be a part of the cast. Add on Melanie and Selena, and I think we have our season 4. Okay, we've got a banging season 4. All right. So if anybody listening, so they all, everybody's getting along and they all coexisting, and Dr. Holly is back. I'm like, let her speak, somebody. They give, Akeisha gives a speech, and finally Lateshia arrives at the end of the night looking like she's fresh from her confessional. Cliff leans in for a hug, but Letitia's like, I don't know about all that, but she hugs him anyway. And Maria's like, now, what you mean by you don't know about all that? Okay, I felt like Marie was stirring the pot a lot in this scene. And so Latrice comes in and says, now, my husband loves you, girl, quit it. And Cliff distinctly says, because they have to give him subtitles, Cliff says, I'm going to tell you like it is. Then he says, don't F with me. Okay, don't F with me. And if you don't believe that he said it, and if anybody needs a reminder, I, of course, have a visual for you. Okay? Because later on, Cliff will act as though he never said, don't F with me. So give me 1 second to pull up Exhibit A. Cliff telling Lateshia, don't F with him. Okay? As you see, Exhibit A, clearly you see it here on the screen. Okay? As you see, he says it. The scene does not lie. The closed caption does not lie. The subtitles do not lie. He said it. Okay? Now, I just want to point that out for those Cliffs who do not remember saying what they said to the lady. Okay? Why he talking to her like that? Why he saying that? Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. Like, it wasn't like she was some sort of threat to him in that moment. She was just like, I'm still kind of feeling a certain type of way, but she still gave him a hug. I don't feel like she shaded him or anything like that. I mean, she definitely shaded him more the night of, but that in that moment right there, she was just like, "Now, I don't. We ain't on good terms yet, And I felt like that was. I felt like that was the right. That was the move she should be in. So anyway, Letitia's like, "Wait, what you say?" And of course, Marie gonna repeat it. He said, "I'm gonna tell you like it is. Don't F with me." Marie over there stirring that cauldron, but she was right. He did say that. So then Cliff said, all I said was, I tell it like it is. No, that's not all you said. What you said was, don't F with you. I got to point that out because for me, number one, I don't like the way he be talking to Latrice. But number two, now you talking to somebody else's wife. Disrespectful. I do not like that. Okay. I do not like when men talk to women disrespectfully, especially when there's no need. And maybe it's me just being from the South. This is how I was raised. I'm more likely to let a woman curse me out, okay, than for me to go back and forth with her because that's just a level of respect that I have. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Nobody was disrespectful to Cliff in that moment. I felt like she hugged him. It was what it was, but she just let him know we ain't back yet because I'm still mad at you. And I felt like for him to say that, I felt like that was disrespectful. Period. I don't like it. So anyway, Lateshia is like, and Lateshia, I have to actually give her some mad props in this moment because she says, I'm gonna respect him because Latrice is my girl. All right. But if he keep doing this, I can't be around him. I respect that way more because at least that says to me, you know what? Your husband is out of pocket, but I'm not gonna check him the way that I could because out of respect for you. That's how I would handle it in real life. Like, yo, partner just said something real crazy to me. I'm gonna let it go right now. But if it keep happening, I can't be around that person no more. It is what it is, baby. It is what it is. All right. So then Cliff and Latrice, they go somewhere or whatever. They looking at stuff. I don't know what. As they go off, the girls fill in Akeisha on what happened with Glenn, Lateshia, and Cliff, right? And Marie says, well, it's got to be something deeper there. Both of them are insecure people. And Latrice is gunning for every woman in the circle, basically. And I'm like, Marie, now you're putting 20 on 10 in this moment right here. If anybody is gunning for the other women, it would be you. And I got to call it like I see it in this moment. It ain't Latrice that's running around going and having lunch with some random dude that says that he was dating Tambra, that didn't ever really want to show his face on the show, but want to meet up with you behind the scenes to spill some tea on her. How messy does that sound? Latrice ain't doing that. That's you, babe. That's you, babe. I got you, babe. That's you, babe. That's you. She had an issue with So Gucci. Period. And she don't, and y'all barely have an issue anymore. Like, so what other women in the circle is she gunning for? Tell me. Tell me, Marie. Make that make sense to me. Now, but Maurice also said Latrice is looking for a daddy in her husband. Now that part I couldn't argue with because Latrice has said something similar. So has her mom. So I'm gonna back up off of that one. Okay, I'm gonna do a 1-2 step back up off of that one and just let that one go. Okay, because I mean I can't. So anyway, Latrice comes up to hug everybody, even Marie. Okay, and I'm like, Marie, you was just talking cash money smack about this woman, but Latrice still trying to make things right, and try. So that's why I don't vibe with the she's gunning for all the women. Like that's not that. What I've seen displayed from Latrice on the show does not give me she's gunning for the rest of y'all women. What I do get is that y'all don't like her, but that's just me. Well, maybe Lateshia likes her a little bit. They said that Latrice knew it was time to go because Cliff was acting up. Now, that part I probably agree with too. Okay. I mean, based on his actions during Scrippergate, all right. I don't know what to say about it. But anyway, you know what? I do love doing a live recap because I just don't know what I'm gonna say. So anyway, that's the show. It was good to me. Let me ask y'all a question. Are y'all watching The Love and Marriage Detroit? Okay. I have to admit to you all that I am a little bit behind on that one. I still have, I think, 2 more interviews that I've done with the couples that I'm gonna try to put out this week. Sort of like a little get to know them better type situation. I'm behind because I was out of town last weekend for my birthday and I did not have time to watch this past weekend, yesterday's episode because I just didn't have time. I've just been trying to do too much this weekend. I saw 2 movies. I saw Mission Impossible again for the second time. I love that movie. I saw Barbie with my cousin yesterday. I'm still trying to process that one. But anyway, so I need to make up some time to watch Love and Marriage Detroit. So that's why you guys haven't gotten a real good recap on that. So my apologies on being super late with that and not consistent. I try to be as consistent as I possibly can, even when I gotta travel. So I do apologize for not, because I again, it's just me, and trying to always get my stuff right. So um when I get a chance to catch up, then I'll probably try to review all of the episodes at one time. And maybe I'll do a live like this to give you guys my reactions and sort of get your feedback on how you feel about it. That's the other thing I like about doing lives is I can also see in real time what you guys are saying. The problem is I feel like sometimes YouTube doesn't really promote lives that much anymore. Like not like they were. So it's kind of hard to gauge like, all the time with like, okay, well, what's new with the algorithm? What should I be doing? Right. So to give you a little bit more behind the scene. And I have been getting a lot of requests to do like some emails to do like YouTube audits for like people who have like YouTube pages. So if that's something that you guys would like me to do, leave a note in the comment section that like if you want to start a YouTube page. Truthfully, I have a couple of YouTube pages, some that I don't show my face on. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in as well. If you're interested in learning about that, I can help you with that as well. Trying to think if there's anything else that's going on. Atlanta tonight. We'll do a recap for that tomorrow. And try to recap. I try to pull in all the speak on it and the after show stuff maybe on Tuesday, unless I can do it tomorrow, depending on my time. So I will let you guys know. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the recap. With that being said, y'all go out and enjoy your Sunday here in the area of the DMV. It is nice outside, so enjoy yourselves. You know, if you drink, go have a cocktail. If you don't, have a mocktail. With that being said, I will catch you all in the next video. All right. I love y'all. I'll leave y'all with this.
So, Desiree Davenport, what are you hoping to accomplish with this show?
Honestly, I've lost everything in the most horrible way possible. And listen, I want it all back. I'm willing to build it piece by piece, and I mean brick by brick.
Oh, honey, she is done. I bet you a Burke and she doesn't last all season with us. Just watch.
I'm Misha Hill, and I'd like to consider myself the matriarch of this dynamic group of ladies. I mean, someone has to keep them under control.
I'm Davita Delaney.
I mean, I think I could teach these ladies a thing or two about how to get and keep a good man.
They said she was a gold digger. Gene, you did for me. I'm just really looking forward to being surrounded by other empowering bosses.
Yes, I know exactly what she's doing. And if she keep playing in my face, I'm gonna have to let her off her dirty little secrets, just like she did to me. And I'm not playing.
Let's get this straight. If I brought you into this circle, I just as easily can take you out. She ain't running nothing over here, okay? She needs to be worried about running that household and worried about why that husband of hers is never at home.
Oh, hell.
Ooh, child, this is about to be a mess.
Oh my God, I hate mess. What in the world did I get myself into?